Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be comparing Among Us 3D to Among Us 2D. But before we get into that, please remember to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. And with that, let's get into the first part, which I personally think is the most important part of the game, the roles. Now, Among Us 2D does have a good selection of roles, but it has nothing on Among Us 3D if we're counting the limited time event roles too. Roles for Among Us 3D are Crewmate, Imposter, Tracker, Critical Crewmate, Vigilante, Zomburrito, The Infected, Guardian Angel, Deputy, and Wraith. Compared to that, Among Us 2D roles are Phantom, Viper, Shapeshifter, Engineer, Scientist, Detective, Noisemaker, Guardian Angel, and Crewmate. Now I'm going to break down what side the role is on and what their special ability is. Since Among Us 2D was the original game, I think it's only right to go over their roles first. First role we're going to be talking about is Crewmate. Let's be honest. Nobody really likes Crewmate. The role Crewmate is literally in the name of what it does. It runs around, they do their tasks, and they try to catch the imposter in the process. Now on to the more fun roles. Engineer. Engineer is a crewmate who has the ability of an imposter to vent. That's really all they can do. They can vent and they can check up on people like, hey Blue, what are you doing? You faking your task? Okay, yeah, that's what an engineer does. They just vent around. Now, Detective. Detective is an overpowered role if put in the right player's hands. Detective has the ability to interrogate anybody on the map once a body is reported or a meeting is called and a player was murdered during that round. The detective has the ability to interrogate anyone, and once they interrogate you, they can see where you were at the time of the death of the player. Now, Guardian Angel. Guardian Angel is a ghost role, not a crewmate or imposter role. This role can only be used once a crewmate is murdered. This role allows crewmates to protect other living beings. If an imposter tries to kill a crewmate that is being protected, a shield will form around that crewmate and the imposter's cooldown will be reset. Noisemaker is a crewmate role. Once you are murdered, an alarm will be set out to all players on the map, pointing an arrow towards your body, and an imposter would have no chance of escape unless they are quick enough or there's an event nearby. Scientist is a crewmate role that allows players to see the vitals on any side of the map. So if a player is dead, the scientist will be the first player to know. Now let's go on to Imposter's role. Starting with Imposter. Imposter is a role that wants to kill everyone and sabotage the ship. If all players are murdered, the imposter wins. Now Phantom. Phantom is personally my favorite role of the bunch. Phantom is a role where an imposter can turn invisible for a certain amount of time. While that imposter is invisible, only fellow imposters can see them, no crewmates. Shapeshifter. Shapeshifter is an imposter role, which most players really do enjoy. A shapeshifter is a player that can disguise himself as any other player on the map, including other imposters. They can kill, vent, and sabotage that other player. Now it's time for Among Us 3D's roles. I'm not going to go over this role because it's basically the same thing as 2D. I don't really know how to describe Tracker, so I'll let this guy do it for me.
Their minimap to see exactly what they're up to. Was Yellow really an admin? Was Red actually trying to stop the sabotage? You'll see Bean jumping from one room to another if they vent. And a stopped bean on your map is a good indication that something is very wrong. Add in engineers and a vigilante and reduce cooldowns to really amp up the fun. Critical Cargo, the new limited-time event from Among Us 3D. These high-powered headsets add scanning to the chaos, allowing beings to see who is who, including the new Critical Crewmate. All crewmates can now scan. Do your tasks to recharge it. Scan a crewmate and you'll get one of 3 results, indicating a fellow crewmate, failed scan, or revealing the critical crewmate or the imposter. Now for the hard part, convincing everyone else of what you saw. Act now!
Your average day on the scale, with nothing to do besides watch cams and not complete your tasks.
Meanwhile, the war was underway in the afterlife. Guardian Angel rushed to save hapless beings from imposters. Brains killed from beyond the grave. 2 battles, 1 victor. It's the ultimate fight of life and death. So hurry up and do your task, beings, because you have no idea what awaits you in the afterlife.
The last thing we're going to talk about are maps. Among Us 2D does win in the map section with it having 4 maps compared to Among Us 3D only having 2. But with all that aside, I still love Among Us 3D better.